Hey guys, it's UOMG. Today we're going to customize Logic. We're going to talk about how to customize the track icons and how to add your own icons. And here we go. If you had some icons in the old version of Logic, what you want to do is you want to grab those. So I have the old partition here. We're going to go to the applications. We're going to go to Logic 9. And if you're not sure, you're going to right click and you're going to show package contents and double click on the contents and then resources, finally to images and then icons. Before, this is all you needed to do and all the icons needed to be numbered. Well, you might have some icons that you've custom added before, friends or whatever stuff you might have done. So what you're going to do is you're going to take one of these icons, any one that you want to change. So let's say we want to change this guy right here. First of all, we're going to open it. We're going to open it with preview is just fine. And what you're going to do is you're going to do export. You're going to export it as a TIFF file. Logic needs to work with multi-layer, but they don't have to be multi-layer TIFF files. Once we export the TIFF file, we can just put it on the desktop for now, and if we want to name it, we can do so. We're going to name that icon. We're going to save it to the desktop there. If we have another image, we can save it anywhere in the world. We just want to save it as a TIFF file, and you can do that right in preview. If you want to do some custom stuff, if you want to add some files, add some names, whatever, you can do that. You can see, you can take like the Logic plugin, take a screenshot of it, put some text on it, save it as a TIFF file, and you can use that as well. Once you have the TIFF files, you can save them to a folder. You can save as many as you want. It's a little bit more complicated than it was before. So now we're going to go to our new Logic install. We're going to go to the Logic application, which of course is in Applications. And again, we're going to right click on Logic Pro X and we're going to show package contents. Go inside of Contents. Now it's a little bit different. Now we're going to go inside of the Frameworks folder. This is where it gets a little bit different. Now we're going to go inside the Frameworks folder. And we're going to want to get the MAR Resources framework. So you're going to open that plugin, and then you're going to go inside of Versions, and then A, and then finally Resources. Once you're inside Resources, you can just type the letter M to go to the M. And the file we're going to be working with is the MAR Resources mapping. What I recommend doing is, if you want, you can take this file, you can drag it over here to one of your quick launch areas, make a copy of it. Well, we've already made a copy to the desktop. And we can also take the resources folder and drag it over here. That way we can have a bookmark for it and grab it at any time. Type MAR. I'm going to go to the MAR Resources Mapping plist. I'm going to double click that. The easiest way to do this, you can open it with a text editor, you can open it with a few different programs. I recommend getting the property list editor. This is version 5.3, I guess. I'm not sure if that's the newest. Anyway, it makes it really easy. There's a few other plist editors you can find. This shows you kind of in a graph view, so instead of looking at the text, which is a little sloppy and a little bit harder to work with if you haven't done any programming. We can also change the colors. We can change the images. We can do lots of different things I found actually. But for right now, we're going to scroll down to where it says Icon Instruments. Instrument Icons, here it is. And we're going to open this. And we've got 4 different subsections, all instrument icons. Basically, this is all the instrument icons that are in Logic. The defaults they give you are numbered 0 through 400 and I believe 23. And so anything you want to add, you're going to go after 423. I started at 500 just to be safe. what you can do on any line here is you can copy the line. So just hit Apple C or select copy from the menu here. Once you have it copied, you can make a new copy. Oops. So I can paste in a new item here. Oops. Copy this. There we go. It's going to just number the next number. Whatever we want to name this, as long as it's the next number. So this could be 424. I'm going to just do 499. We started at 500. We've done them already. Now I'm going to open this, and we've got a description, which this apparently is just for your reference. This doesn't matter what you put in here, but it's kind of helpful to have this. Finally, the ID needs to match this number ID without the leading 0. So we're going to press 499. And then the image is going to point to a particular image in your folder. So once you take your image over here, let's say we make the EXS24, we make that TIFF file, we're going to drag that TIFF file into that resources folder at the same level as the MAR resources mapping plist. Once that's in there, we can then use that file and reference it. So when we come to image, we're going to want to double click this and name it the exact name of the file. That's important, so it shows that reference. In this case, we're not using that, so I'm just going to change it here. And then the offset percentage is how I think the image sits in the icon graph, but I wouldn't recommend changing it. It works great without it. So what I've done is I've added icons 500 through 540. And what I found was the others, well, okay. So now I've added 500 through 540. There's a few limitations which I found. I'm going to go over. So we're going to leave this folder open, and we may actually need to leave a few of these guys open as well, and I'll show you why. Now we're going to come down to Instrument Icon Groups. This is the grouping that they have set up. So in order to put something in these groups, this is where we add them. So the first thing that we added, we're just going to put it to Other. What you do is you open this, and you go to the very bottom, and I believe the last one was 412, I guess, or 1. I guess it was. I'm not sure. So we started at 500, and we just paste these in. We can copy this again, Apple C, go to the next one, Apple V, paste in, and then change the name. So what you're gonna change the name to the number, and the number is going to correspond to the number from the icon that you set up before. It's going to include that 4-digit number, that prefix 0, leading 0. So you want to include that here. So whatever we added, for example, this image down here, which is a car on 537. So we want car in Other. We have a picture of a car. We come down here under Other, and we're going to paste that entry, paste that number into there. Now we can do the same for all the different icon groups. We can paste whatever we want, and then we can organize them as such. Once we save the plist file, we can go ahead and launch Logic. Now that Logic is already open, open a file we were just working on. And now when we go to choose our icon, we're going to have all of these new options in our icon list. One thing to note too, whenever you mess with that plist file, it kind of resets your windows a little bit, kind of messes with the preferences, which is okay if you understand what's going on. So I'm going to reorganize these windows here, and now when I go to choose an icon, I can right click, and when I go into my icons, There we go. Got all these cool extra things that we've added in. Other, you can do the same thing for all the fields, sound effects, whatever you want to do. I added a tuba, which is kind of stupid. There was already a tuba in there. Added some bagpipes. I do a lot of bagpipe stuff, believe it or not. Strings, and then you can really add whatever you want. Some Rhodes. I added an accordion here. I basically already have one. Just kind of experimenting. Guitar, you can do wah pedal or whatever. Big bass clef. I added a steel drum, but again, they already had one. They got a lot of stuff that's happening. Pretty cool. Really, the other was I use a lot of these icons for specific plugins and specific people. Kind of saves some time. So once they're in there, you can shift them around. You can change the colors and customize, and hopefully help you out and get some fancy icons going, so you can recognize what you're doing and move on. Works out kind of cool if you want to use it. Alright, this is YoMG. You guys have a good time with Logic. We're loving it over here at The Horse. Be sure to subscribe, Horse Drawn Music on YouTube.